Hello, I'm Rod Eggert, an economist at Colorado School of Mines. Let me use the next few minutes to summarize a couple of the key points from my memo, which I title Rethinking or Reframing U.S. Public Policy Toward Critical Minerals and Materials. How might we reimagine such policy? Let's start with objectives. The objectives, I think, should be twofold. First, enable the energy transitions, and second, enhance national security. To do so, we need to do a number of things as a nation, but as a starting point, we can think about enhancing and increasing production of minerals and materials in two areas, domestically within the U.S. And working with strategic partners in countries outside the United States. The rest of my memo and the rest of my video focus on domestic production and how to think about public policy, but one could do something analogously when thinking about enhancing strategic partnerships. So if we think about increasing responsible and sustainable domestic production of minerals and materials, we need to think about types of resources, and there are different ways of framing this. We have first primary versus secondary resources, and by that I mean primary resources or materials produced from mining and initial metal production, whereas secondary reflects recycling of manufacturing wastes and end-of-life products. We can also think of conventional versus unconventional resources, with a conventional resource being one for which there is or has been a commercially viable operation at scale, whereas unconventional is a resource without previous commercially viable production at scale. And then finally, we can think about resources from waste streams of mining and metal production, which in turn can be waste streams from existing operations, as well as from historical wastes. So we have primary versus secondary, conventional versus unconventional, and then waste streams for both existing and historical wastes. The final piece of my architecture, if you will, or reframing, is the idea that different policy approaches are appropriate for different time frames, where time frame means the time lag between initiation of the policy and actual market impact. And to me, there are three notional time frames: the short term, up to about 5 years; the medium term, roughly 5 to 15 years into the future; and then the long term, roughly 15 years and longer. And I think the key part of my written document is a table that lays out three parallel tracks of policy activity aimed at increasing domestic production of critical minerals and materials, both from primary and secondary, from the mine through recycling, from conventional and unconventional resources, and from waste streams, both at ongoing operations and historical wastes. And with that, I am at 4 minutes. I'm going to stop and encourage you to look at this table at the end of my written document. Thank you very much. I look forward to our discussion on Thursday.